Well, I got to admit it, I screwed up the DTI tool. Something that had been working suddenly stopped working correctly, and I kept getting these error pop-ups in the development environment, and it took me almost 2 weeks to figure out what was causing it. The strange part is that the actual problem turned out to be incredibly small. I'll tell you what it was in a minute. Hello, this is Doug with Day Trader Insights, where I share bite-sized updates on the DTI trading tool I'm building and invite you to help shape what comes next. I also realized something after watching episode 2. I rushed it. I was talking too fast, moving from tab to tab, and trying to explain too much in one video and way too quickly. So I'm changing the format. Instead of trying to explain the entire DTI tool at once, I'm going to break it into shorter videos and focus on one part at a time. That should give me a chance to slow down, explain what I'm actually working on, and show you more clearly how each part of DTI works. At the same time, we have continued making progress on the tool itself. A lot of the recent work has been behind the scenes testing, cleaning things up, improving how information is collected, and making sure that new changes do not break things that we were already working or that were already working. And that brings me back to the problem I mentioned at the beginning. After almost 2 weeks of trying to figure out what went wrong, the problem came down to one line of code. One line. That was a good reminder that as DTI gets larger, testing is becoming just as important as adding new features, and sticking to one feature at a time will help us also prevent this from happening in the future. I'm also going to start doing something new. Every Monday morning, I plan to post one weekly DTI update. I'll cover what we accomplished during the previous week, any problems or interesting things we discovered, and what we're hoping to accomplish during the current week. The shorter videos will focus on individual parts of DTI. The Monday videos will focus on our overall project. Um, you can probably guess from the screen that I'm showing you at the moment that I've been working on SEC filings. I'm working on basically gathering the information from SEC. And what I don't want to do, I don't want to have like a tool that works like every other tool out there. I want this to be an informative tool where rather than having to take and click on a link to, for example, Form 4 or a 6K, 10K, or what have you, and then reading it yourself, I want to kind of have it where, yeah, you can see that there's been a filing, but maybe, for example, it's a 10K and new financial information has come out. Maybe rather than you having to read that 10K to find out what exactly happens, it actually comes up and just says, hey, this is what happened. This is what it is right now in this current report compared to the same quarter last year. And there's no reading and checking and trying to figure out what exactly happened and is this possibly going to make the stock go up or not. Maybe it just tells you, that's where I want to get. I think that, and then on top of that, it seems like something that really bothers me is there's tools out there, some of them very expensive or some of them very cheap, but very complicated. And I think that the information that we get regarding stocks and trying to make decisions needs to be quicker, faster, and it needs to be available to the little guy, not just these big corporations that have like hundreds of people working for them, gathering this data, putting it up, or basically figuring it out for that company, and then them having the edge over everyone else. The idea behind DTI or the Day Trader Insights tool is to give not only the big guys but the little guys the chance to have that type of information to where they can also make quick decisions. Anyways, I kind of went a little bit further than I planned on going on that. But guys, as always, I want your input. If you see something that could be improved or you have an idea of something for DTI, then let me know. I really would like to include some ideas in future iterations of this. These suggestions are going to help shape this. And I want this to kind of become a type of community where we're sharing ideas and ideas that are really awesome that we implement that into Day Trader Insights. Anyways, this is Doug. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any comments, questions, or anything like that, feel free to ask.